Chit Chat with GY is what it is, and of course, thank you that you could take time to watch our podcast this week. And like always, we thrive to bring you the best and of course the most inspirational stories right here on our podcast. We go out of our way and just look at everything the way they're supposed to be. So every time you're watching this, podcast, just know that it's about raw conversations. My name is GYs, and of course, today I'm excited because I'm talking to somebody who's been in the industry in every field that we're going to talk about for quite some time, and her experience, trust me, is very, very remarkable. I'm talking to Zion, who is a lawyer, business speaker, award-winning entrepreneur, managing partner of Thrive Republic. Okay, I want to get to know details about that. She's also the CEO of Zionyt Beauty Spa and award-winning gospel singer. All that put together in one person. Okay, and she's successful in everything that she has been doing for the past years. And of course, you know what we do right here. You want to advertise with us, feel free, send that advertisement right here on Chit Chat with GYs, and of course we get to promote your business and everything that you are doing. We got you like that. So feel free to hit us up anytime. You know, Chit Chat with GYs is a podcast about exploring a range of engaging topics through insightful discussions. We dive into latest entertainment and of course learn different stuff when it comes to business, sales and marketing. Okay, we also explore local tourism, so we have all that right here. And today, allow me from wherever you are, let's applaud for Zion. That was a long intro, right?
That was a long intro.
Awesome.
I was wondering, is he talking about me? Those
Definitely.
things are too many.
And the thing is that when you're good at what you do, you don't even realize how much skill you've acquired over the years.
That is true. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine just a few days ago, and he was telling me, many times we underestimate so many things that we do, and we underestimate our influence. And then certain people walk up to you at a shopping mall and they're like, you said this to me a few years ago and I'm doing this. And so you're so surprised. Did I? You don't even remember what you said.
And you see, this is the reason why you're here. It's just like a few seconds into the chat and you're already pouring out all this information. And something about your post as well. You are so inspirational on social media.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
Where do you get that drive?
Where do I get the drive? You mean to share my post?
Yes.
Just as an individual?
No, just to share the positive side of life. You get a point. There's one post, I think you talked about people looking at hardships to be hardships when it's just a phase. You get a point. I think I saw something like that. But where do you get the drive to just keep on encouraging people and talking to people about life?
Most of the times I share stuff. It's usually my journey.
Okay.
Yeah. Most of the things I post about are my personal experiences. I've had certain people ask me, so which book are you reading? How come you talk about? I said, no. It's usually what I've experienced, because I have, like you mentioned earlier, I have managed to juggle so many things at a time. At one point in my life, that's what I do. For starters, I don't sing anymore.
I'm heartbroken. Like really, I am.
I don't.
Why?
I don't sing anymore.
What happened?
I think that it's a very expensive hobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Chit Chat with GYs.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Thanks.
Okay, let's start with the singing side of you.
Okay.
What happened?
I'm so passionate about music. I am up to now. I love music. I enjoy singing. I enjoy listening to music. At any time I am driving in the car, I'm taking a shower, there's always music playing, even in my bathroom.
Okay.
I am playing music. That's how much I love it. But why don't I sing anymore? I figured it's a very expensive hobby, especially in this country, and as a gospel artist.
Okay.
It's quite challenging because you will find yourself making money from your business and then you keep pumping it into your music, and then the Zambian music industry is not very supportive of artists, whether you're an upcoming artist, established artist. I think it's very difficult to look at artists in our country and say, that's the kind of level I would love to get to, because everybody is still trying to break the boundaries of just the African lines. You
find that you've known an artist for 10 years and they're still
and they're still known
Struggling.
locally, and
Yeah,
they're
they
still
haven't made it yet.
struggling. Yes.
So that,
when you
what if you are the one who's going to push the international
Of
button?
course not. I understand that, but then I think that I am more passionate about the field I'm in right now. You know, as you're growing, you explore different things. I'm not trying to say that that was something I explored as a very young person. I think it's something that I would still do now, but I don't think I want to spend so much time doing a lot of pushing, you know, like follow what works.
Okay.
Value over hard work. And I think that music in this country is hard work.
A lot of work.
Yes.
Trust me.
So I you know something, let me tell you, since the conversation is raw, there's a certain DJ that I had approached who has a radio show, and you know, quite popular show, and I told him, I said, hey, I have a very beautiful single, you know, I had so much confidence in that song, such that I personally called it beautiful. Not many artists will release a song and say, I am releasing a song and it's amazing, it's beautiful.
You wait until you hear people
feedback.
Yeah.
Yes. So not blowing the trumpet for myself, but the song is nice.
Okay.
So now I tell this person, I'm like, okay, I'm dropping my new single and I really like it. It's really nice. So you know, can we premiere it on your show? Can we do this? Can we do that? And he told me for me to promote your music on my show, I'll put it on my website, I'll put it on my this. And he quoted me 5,000 kwacha.
I don't know why I feel like I have an idea who you're talking about,
No,
but then I won't
names.
because the figure was something that I was given some time back. So I think I have an idea who you're talking about, but I won't call out names.
Exactly.
So you stopping music, does that mean that including the beautiful song, all your music is shelved or it's still out there?
The video is on my laptop. It's on my producer's.
What? Not even on YouTube?
On my producer's drive. No, it's not even on YouTube. I have been telling myself maybe I should drop it on my birthday because we shot it in 2021 and that was the last single that I did. And after that, I just told myself, okay, I think let's hang these gloves. Let me focus on my career, focus on my business, because the truth is, in Zambia, as an artist, it's very difficult for you to become successful, to build wealth. I mean, you can literally count successful artists with your fingers. I mean, no disrespect to the ones that are out there, actually. But if we're going to be very realistic and say how many people are actually wealthy from their music, like you look at somebody like Davido or like Wizkid, I don't want to go as far as the US. I want to dwell within Africa. Or even somebody like maybe the success that AKA reached before he passed. You know, that level of success, Casper Nyovest, that kind of success through music, how many do we have? Yeah.
I can count 0. I don't know. But maybe they're there and we don't know them.
Yeah, they're there. I think you get my point.
I do. I get your point.
And I think the trouble, or rather the challenge, is because Zambia is a very small country. You know, we're about 22 million people. And then you look at a country like South Africa or Nigeria. Nigeria has almost 200 million, if not over 200 million people. So obviously when you release a song, you're looking at maybe 100 million streams. And then in Zambia, we are celebrating 100,000.
We are
celebrating 1 million streams.
Yeah, 1 million.
That's
like,
not even
thank
10%.
You guys and everything. Yeah.
Exactly. That's not even 10% of our population. So when you calculate the population of the country and then you're celebrating 1 million streams, so those 1 million streams, firstly, are they on a platform that's generating income? Most likely
and the
not.
most famous one doesn't pay much here.
Boomplay. Yeah, it doesn't pay much. But look at Spotify. How many people are streaming on Spotify? For instance, a lot of people in this country want to use Boomplay. What's the other one? Audiomack?
Audiomack, yes, Audiomack as well, but
they
don't pay. They don't pay
They
much.
don't pay on Audiomack, yeah.
I think I only have one artist that I can remember that actually confirmed that he was paid via Audiomack.
Okay.
Yeah, only one.
So what you see, the statistics are very low, and so when you consider that, I don't think those numbers are good. And then, out of the 20 million people we have in this country, how many of them actually have smartphones? How many of them even appreciate the local music? How many of them are in rural areas and don't even know that there's an artist called this person in this country? So I don't think our numbers assist us. We can start from there. I know a lot of people want to talk about the government is not assisting the arts industry and all of that. But okay, fine. Let us say the government assisted. Does it make the people in rural areas purchase smartphones and download your songs or stream them? You know, when they pay for your music on Apple Music, does it also translate to you? Some of those things our population really does not allow, because even if we were having at least 10 million streams, how many artists are there? And then, you know, when you split those numbers amongst who's fun, it doesn't make financial sense to me. It doesn't. Not that I was singing for money. Put that out there.
No. But look, listen. This is where I was driving at. Like, I like for the fact that you're speaking numbers. You get a point.
Yeah.
You're talking money. Your language is money, and I can get it just from the onset. Like, money is your language. You get a point. And that's the thing. Some people would hide in the name of passion. You get a point. Then they'll realize that the hard work that they're putting in is actually killing something else that they could have been doing. You get a point. And you realize that early, and you just decided to.
You know, I think a few months ago I saw something by Vusi Tembekwayo. Yes. He said something. There was a young gentleman who asked him a question. He said, how do I balance between following my passion and working for money only? So he asked him, he said, what's your name? He says, my name is Benjamin. So he says, Benjamin, did you eat today? He says, yes. What did you have? He says, I had rice. With what? With some juice and a Coke. And said, how much did passion pay you for the rice? Exactly. And then he says, nothing. Did you eat passion for breakfast? Did you eat passion for dinner? Okay. So the truth is, you need to get to a place or a point where you're able to do things that allow you to generate income for yourself. Then when you are comfortable enough, you can begin to finance your passions.
Okay.
So as long as you're not there, I think put the passion on the shelf, because the passion in that moment will not feed you. I know there are certain people who are going to say you need to work hard, you know, start with the passion and then the money will follow. Not in this economy. No. Can we be realistic? Hello.
No.
Nobody's dropping money from heaven. Nobody is coming to give you handouts. Nobody is bringing.
Stopped dropping it just on the ground.
Exactly. Even on the ground, it's rare. You know, when we're kids, we'd easily find 100 kwachas.
Yes, you get a point.
The previous 100 kwachas. Would find those monies on the road, but it doesn't happen anymore. And so, passion is something that I think can allow you to grow your skill, can allow you to grow your gift, your talent. But if that passion has a long way before it gets its big break, do something that sustains you enough to be able to finance the passion without allowing you to enter into abject poverty.
Check that, please. Check that.
Yeah.
I like that. So what would be your word to a young and struggling artist right now?
Go to school, develop your skills. And by skills, I'm not just talking about, I'm passionate about drawing. I don't think Zambia is at a place where we even appreciate art. We don't really appreciate paintings. How often do you see people go to Lusaka Museum? Or how often do you see people go to a certain market, whether it's at Arcades? I usually see markets, you know, Arcades, what's the other place?
Kids, there's Kawata Cultural Village. Yeah.
Most of the times you will see white people there. Our own locals are not at Cultural Village purchasing those things that those people work hard to create. And so when they tell you the value of this painting is, say, 3,000 kwacha, you're like, oh, that. But we will go to a place like a certain store somewhere and buy a very fancy, and buy all those fancy things. So I don't think we're a place where we appreciate art. So if there's a young artist out there, I mean, I know art is your passion, but find something you can do to create money, and then let your art be that thing that you do in your spare time, in your free time, you know, and then you just do it because you love it. And if somebody happens to buy your art, well and good. You got lucky on that day. You know, you got blessed on that day, and obviously it will get better as we continue to progress with our mindsets.
Yeah.
But for now, if you're an artist, focus on what works. Of course, you can continue to push your music, to push your paintings, to push whatever type of art that you have. You can continue to do that, but let it be secondary.
Yeah.
Prioritize creating money, creating wealth.
Yeah.
Sorry, not create. We don't create money.
Create
Prioritize building wealth.
Okay.
When you build wealth, you have all the time in the world to draw all the animals you want to draw on that canvas.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's deep, yeah? Wow, that's deep. Some of your messages are really reflecting back on me, you understand?
Okay.
Yeah, it's really speaking something into me. Would you encourage a parent to send their child to music school? Like, if they want the child to be in Zambia, if they want the child to have music as a career, would you encourage a parent to do that?
Would I encourage a parent to send their child to music? Well, if they are going to be, there's different ways. If you're going to school I know so many people who studied music, actually. I know so many. I have a friend, like a very close friend, who's actually studied music, but then he teaches music.
Okay.
Yes. And so if you're going for that purpose, where you begin to teach others, it means that the music becomes a business.
Yeah.
So you're not just learning because you want to sit with your violin and play at the shopping mall with your guitar there, and people are throwing their coins in that box. It's not sustainable. But if you're going to learn music, maybe to become a tutor somewhere, as long as it's bringing income for you, then well and good. And it's very important that children do what they love. I mean, that's how people flourish. But it's very important to recognize that you are in an environment that may not support those dreams.
Yeah.
For example, actuarial science is not very common in Zambia.
No,
it's not. Aquaculture is not very common. Even, what's that course people do? Forensics?
Yes.
Like being a forensic pathologist. I remember as far back as maybe, not even far back, maybe 3-4 years ago, we had one forensic pathologist in this country. Yes. Oh. I don't know if we have others now, but that was about 3-4 years ago. We only had one. So imagine in our country, somebody will commit a crime, and then we do have detectives. Do we have detectives?
Yes, we do.
We do.
I've
heard that we do, but I just needed clarity.
Okay.
So how often are these scenes? How often do we get, that American feel, like somebody's investigating something and it's a serious career?
I want to see how it's going to go.
Yeah, crime investigation, that one we watch on DSTV.
Yes.
Like, do we have such things in this country? I don't know. But there are certain careers that have not yet reached a level of thriving in our country. So they thrive in other places, So if they want to study music, well, go ahead. But you need to learn how to make money through that. Yeah, and one of the best ways is to become a tutor. And not just a tutor at a school. You can even have your own music school, because there's so many young children who still want that extracurricular activity, just to pass time. It's good for therapy. It's good for all of those things. Okay. So, I would encourage them to do it.
Awesome. What are some of the notable names that the people that you've worked with before retirement? I'll say retirement.
Wow.
Music.
No, I don't want to say I retired.
Okay.
I don't want to say
the break.
I don't even want to call it a break.
Okay. What do you want to call it?
I don't even know. Really, I don't.
You don't have a name?
No, I don't.
Okay. Before you laid back.
Maybe that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I told myself I'm going to sing in church.
Yeah, I was coming to that after this, by the way.
What are
some of the notable names? The people that
I worked with?
Artists, producers.
I didn't. All my singles, I wrote and sang them myself.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
The first single that I ever dropped was in 2016. It was called Let It Go. I remember I was number 1 for 5 months on Christian Voice.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the second single I dropped was I'm Here. Third single was I Know. I don't know if it still plays on DSTV and Trace, but I remember seeing it on, not DSTV and Trace, on Trace and One Gospel.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember seeing it come number 1 on One Gospel. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's a career just you decided to lay back on.
Because it didn't
Wow.
give me any benefits.
Okay.
You know, people want to think that if you're a gospel artist,
Mm-hmm.
you're purely singing for the Lord. Nobody should pay you a single cent.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people do not understand the nitty-gritties that go behind the artist showing up. Because if you're an artist, showing up to a place alone is a cost.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to stand up and just go to somebody's event and begin to sing. You need to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
You need to rehearse.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if you're doing maybe 2 or 3 songs, at least a minimum of 1 week's rehearsal is good for you and your band to bond.
Yeah.
You need to rehearse.
To bring people together.
To bring people together costs money. The rehearsal venue costs money. The instrumentalists need to be paid.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're hiring equipment.
Mm-hmm.
You've got backup singers that need to be paid. And of course, because you're an artist, you need to look like art when you show up.
Exactly.
So no way you're showing up in, funny clothing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to look perfect. You need to have your outfits done or bought or whatever, because no way I'm showing up to an event wearing something that somebody else is wearing over there and another person's wearing it over there, because obviously you want to feel a bit distinct.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to be unique.
Exactly. You want to be unique. It's part of art.
Okay.
So you're looking at outfits, you're looking at hair and makeup if you're a female, you're looking at outfits for your band because you need to look presentable, you're looking at lunch throughout the time that they're rehearsing, because people don't want to play instruments and they are hungry, so obviously you need to feed them. For them to come to your location, you need to pay, and even on the actual day the band needs to be paid, the backup singers need to be paid. So showing up to your event to minister there, even if I'm a gospel artist, is costing me money. And then when you finish singing, this group of people come to you and they say, "Thank you so much, Sister Zion. The Lord bless you." So imagine you put in so much money to show up to your event. I think that is what, for me, that was the full stop.
You just say it.
I got so tired of showing up to events, in the name of I am ministering, it's the gospel, we are doing this for the Lord's people. Okay, and then it's thank you so much, the Lord bless you. Of course, you will have conversations prior, but then sometimes the Christian circles, they'll tell you it's a fundraising event. We need you to help. We need this or this.
And that's why you see that some Christian events, not shooting anyone in the foot, but you find that it's average. You find that the event is average because there's no amount of the amount of money that has been put in.
The budget is usually low.
Very low.
Yeah,
you get a point.
The budget is usually low.
Wow, that's a wake-up call for a lot of artists.
And a lot of people out there, when I explain what it takes for an artist to show up, that is when they understand. They think, oh, so it's not we call you and you come and sing. I said, no, we don't just stand up and come to your event. I'll give you a simple example of somebody that I think is a very hardworking artist in the whole wide world, Beyonce.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
She prepared for 8 months for Coachella for a 2-hour presentation.
For 8 months?
8 months she rehearsed.
Wow.
That's something.
A lot of time.
That is something a lot of artists need. The discipline, the hard work, the energy. Like if you're going to go out there, you need that type of dedication. I know it didn't come from nowhere. Obviously, she started from somewhere. But then we see her videos from as far back as 3-5 years old.
And they're still making sense up to now. Like, oh, okay. Yeah.
So if somebody can prepare for 8 months for a 2-hour performance, and then you're called to come and sing somewhere right here in Zambia, and then people think you're just going to stand up and show up. That's not how it works.
No,
there has to be preparation.
Yeah.
If I'm going to give you a very good service, if I'm going to sing and you don't laugh at me, you don't laugh at my notes on social media, you don't make fun of my voice, obviously I need to rehearse. Me and the band need to marry. And that is where rehearsal comes in, preparation, like time. All of that costs money. So the gospel is free, but delivery is expensive.
Okay. If I say you did your homework, it's an understatement. You've mastered the arts.
I think I have.
Trust me, you've really mastered the arts. Okay, now we've talked about music, but that's not what you're doing now. Tell us about you now.
Me now, I'm the money girl.
let's share the money. No, give me the knowledge so that I can find that money.
That's the whole point. Yeah, well, I'm not the money girl. It's just something that I'm interested in. I found a very, very, I think I found my place.
Okay.
I found so much happiness and joy in helping people. And one of the reasons I decided to share what I know is because music used to give me a sense of I'm serving God in this manner. At the same time, I'm ministering to His people, all right? So when I decided this is a very expensive hobby or a very expensive talent or skill, I noticed that I was very, very good whenever I put my mind towards something. Okay. Each time I put my mind towards something, I get it done. Anybody in my circle will tell you that. Okay. Allow me to brag.
Please do. Go ahead. When you're good, you're good. Yeah?
Yeah, I think that when I put my mind to something, I manage to execute it. And so I'd get so many people ask me, how did you do this? How did you I even had people who are way older than me come to see me and they try to talk to me about how did you manage to execute this? And then I said, okay, I think I can serve God in a different way and I can serve His people in a different way. How about what I know about growing a business or running a business is shared publicly?
Wow.
And it gives me satisfaction that I'm able to do that. And I do it sometimes from my desk, from my bed, from anywhere. I don't need rehearsal, but I am still serving.
It has just become natural now for you.
It's natural. That's why I said everything I share is purely my journey.
Yeah.
Because I stopped working about 6 years ago. That's when I stopped working.
Like formal employment?
Formal employment.
Okay, how did you come to that decision? You know, it's risky, right? I know they say the greater the risk, the greater the reward.
Yeah.
But at what point did you realize, well, I'm going to stop this?
I was very unsatisfied.
Okay.
I was very unsatisfied. You know, this is something that I have never actually shared. It's the first time it's going to go out there.
We're snapping here. We're snapping in this place.
Yeah. What happened was I used to work for a certain company and I worked there for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Year one, I was okay. You know, that was about 2014. You know, I was in my first or second year. I was in college at the time. I was at Evelyn Hone.
What were you studying?
I was doing marketing.
Okay.
I wanted to be a lawyer. Yeah, but then at the time I didn't have the finances to pay for my law degree, you know. So I had to hustle up. I got a job and I became a PA for at least 2 years.
Okay.
So the time I was a PA, I was working for the person who eventually became my mentor, Felix Banda Galamukani.
Oh, Galamukani, yeah.
Yes, may he so rest in peace. That was my mentor. I actually attribute so much of my resilience and my hard work and everything to him.
Okay.
He gave me so much encouragement and believed in me so much more than so many people did.
Very good choice of putting someone to be someone where you are following and stuff, because sometimes we make mistakes and follow the wrong people. But I think you chose the right person.
It's very important to follow people who are where you are heading to. Yeah. I think it saves you a lot of time, you know, from cutting corners or going that way when you're supposed to go this way.
Being misled.
Exactly. So when you follow the right people, I think that they make it short. They make the route short. And that's something that he did for me. Because I remember he started speaking after he already got married and then resigned from his job. For me, I started much earlier because I was able to follow him.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is one of the reasons why I always encourage people out there, get a mentor. They help you. Yes. Okay. So in my journey as an employee and student at the same time, one of the things that was a challenge for me was the time, because my job was demanding. It was a shift job. I would work in the night, work in the day, report to work at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Yeah.
Yes, and knock off at 10 p.m. Report at 4 p.m., knock off at midnight, report at midnight, knock off at 8.
So to balance your life within that,
it was very difficult.
So it becomes like you're just living for that job.
I felt like I was becoming a zombie and I wasn't doing much for my personal growth. And I remember asking my then supervisor, can I please be placed in a straight shift so that I can go to school? And then I remember being told, we have a number of people going to school, so there's a low head count, so no, you can't. So it's either I continue with the crazy shifts and not attend my evening classes, or I quit the job. That's what happened. So I was in a dilemma, and I told myself, okay, fine, let me continue. But at the same time, I was very passionate about doing makeup. Yes. In fact, that's where my business started from.
And that's what we want to hear.
Yeah, I was very passionate about doing makeup. I grew up with a mom that was very, I'd say fancy. She loved looking good. She was such a diva. Each time we're going places, she wanted us to look nice. She'd put powder on my face, put a birthmark. I would have a beauty spot. So I grew up with the whole, I need to look nice. I need to look nice all the time. And I enjoyed the idea of looking at the mirror most of the times. I became so obsessed with myself.
Yeah.
It's called self-love.
And it's very important.
I became so obsessed with myself because I just loved the whole idea of looking good. I took after her. So it became so serious to a point where when I meet people, I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, so what can we change about you? I think this hairstyle doesn't suit your shape. I mean, the shape of your face. Maybe if you combed your hair backwards, maybe if you do this and maybe if you do that. I'd often say that. And then when we have meetings at work or camp meetings at church during our break, I'll tell most of the girls, can I play with your face? And I do their makeup. I was that girl. So most of the times, my colleagues at the office during our lunch break, or even when we just report before we begin working, Zion, can you please do my face? They became so used. And I did it so willingly, cheerfully. It's something that I enjoyed because when I see that they're looking amazing, it gave me so much satisfaction.
And the fact that the work itself, it's very visible.
So there was this girl that I worked with. Her name is Daliso. She's the person that first made me realize that I can actually make money off this. Yeah. I remember doing her makeup one day and I styled her hair in the office. We had both knocked off and she tells me, it was a Saturday, and she tells me, I'm going to a wedding. Can you make me look beautiful? I'm like, sure. And I'd use my own things. You know, most of the times I'd use my powder on them, use everything from my own makeup bag. And I didn't even care that these things are finishing.
I need to buy again.
Yeah. That's what passion does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember working on her and she looked amazing. Everybody in the office was like, wow, Dali, so you look beautiful. And then because of all the compliments she got, she gave me a 20 kwacha and she told me, get airtime with this. Then it hit me. Like, you actually paid me because of this. Okay. That was like 2014, 2015. Right there, I took pictures of her. I went on Facebook and created a page and I posted and I said makeup by me. Then I got a few inboxes. Can you do my makeup? I have an event on. I'm like, wait, what? This is happening.
So was that the birth of your business?
Yes. That's how Zionyt Spa started.
Okay.
It started with me taking a picture of somebody, a colleague, and posting it. And then pictures of my younger sisters. I'll do makeup on them and post them. I'll do makeup on myself and post. And
that
then,
I can confirm. I've seen.
Oh no, but I struggle with doing my own face. I struggle with that. But on other people, I'm so good. So when I noticed that I was getting a lot of people request that I do their makeup, they would come to my job, sit in the car park, and I do their faces from my car.
Wow.
That's what would happen. Like, they would follow me.
Yeah.
Bombshell is one of them.
Are you
She'd sit
serious?
with me in the car park.
Yeah.
She's one of them. Yeah, she'd sit with me in the car park. She's like, babe, you need to do my face. I don't want to get it done by anybody else.
Yeah.
She loved the way I used to do her face, and that's how Zionyt Spa started. So I noticed that even if I was having a very stressful job, there was something I was doing on the side that was making me money, and I was very satisfied with it. And that's when I started getting ideas of, do I really need to be here at this job, or can I just focus on growing this business? Because at the time I noticed that the income that was coming from the makeup was almost equivalent to the income I was getting from the job. And then sometimes I wasn't able to work on my clients because I am at the job. And then maybe it's not even my lunch break and they can't even come to my car and have their faces bit. So I started contemplating on leaving. I had a conversation with my mentor and he told me, no, even if it's frustrating, just stay. So I remember staying, and then I went to the CMO at the time, Chief Marketing Officer, and I had a conversation with him. I said, I am so tired of working in customer service. I don't think it grows my career, because at the time I had even enrolled for my degree in law. So I said, I don't think it's helping my career in law, neither is it helping this marketing that I've been doing, because now I had 2 courses. So I said, I don't think it's helping me. I feel like I've been in customer service, attending to customer queries for a very long time. I would just love an opportunity to work in a different department that supports my growth. And then he says, oh, sure, no problem. And that's how he moved me to PR. And at the time, the PR manager had just resigned, and then PR specialist's contract was not renewed. So it was vacant. So because I was very good at my work, I was at first assisting, and then they told me, okay, can you act in this position for a while? So I was there doing what I usually do.
Right timing.
Yeah. So I continued, but then I gave myself an ultimatum. I said, if this job is not given to me by August, when the contract is supposed to come to an end, I will not stay, because I do not want to go back to customer service. I didn't want to do that. So I stayed there, for 8 months. I kept, working, interning, or is it acting, whatever it is I was doing, but in that part of the company. And I enjoyed it. But then I noticed that I was still getting the same pay from customer service. So I noticed
there were no adjustments.
No, there were no adjustments. My business was growing. Eventually, the job was advertised. Yes, the job was advertised. Obviously, it's procedure.
It's procedure, yeah.
Yes, and when you advertise, the priority are in-house people,
the people that have
before
been acting, yeah.
outside. So I was advised, okay, if you really want this job, the best thing for you to do is apply for it. I said, okay, great, I will apply. But then you've not applied for your renewal of your contract
on the other side.
Yes, meaning if you're applying and you go out, you'll be regarded as an outsider. So you need to apply for the renewal of customer service so that you get the customer service contract, so that you're considered as one of the people inside first. Yeah. That's the procedure we always consider in-house. And then I had like 1 week
to make a decision.
I had 1 week to... my contract was supposed to end on the 4th of August. And I was there applying for my renewal on the 23rd or 24th of July. Oh. Yes. Ideally, it's supposed to be 3 months prior. But that's how much I didn't need that job. I just needed to go. And I remember telling my then boss from that department, I said, if I do not get the PR job, I do not get a bump in my salary, I'm leaving, because there's no way I am going back to customer service. That job is stressful. And me being in PR allowed me to progress with my law degree.
And also with your business.
Yes. Because, I was in a straight shift. Obviously, I was working 8 to 5. But then in customer service, I had the crazy shifts. So it was difficult for me to attend class. And you know how law is. You must have the time. You must study. You must attend classes. It's not easy. Yes. So I remember sharing with the senior marketing manager at the time. I said, I can't do this if I do not get that. Then he says, no, all the best. I'm sure HR will see that you've worked hard. And so, that's what I did. So I took a gamble. I said, okay, fine. Let's reapply for the renewal of this contract. Yes. And then let's wait.
Also apply for this.
Yes. And so that's what I did. And then due to time not being enough, they said, no, this is too late. And then I said, but you know what? It still works perfectly for me because from the beginning of last year, I've wanted to leave. I think this is good, paving way for me. And that's how I left.
Okay. So what are some of the things that you had put in place as you were leaving?
So that is a very interesting question.
Yeah.
Before, remember, I should have applied for the renewal of my contract 3 months prior. Yes. What I instead did 8 months before that
Yeah.
was I said, let me test if this business is going to work. So I remember getting paid, and that was my test period. I said, I'm going to use my salary from my business. I'll use the business money, the makeup money, to pay for my rent, to pay for my fuel, to pay for my groceries and everything else that I need for survival. And let's see if I'll be able to save. So month 1 went by, and I did that. Month 2 went by, same thing. I did not touch my salary at all. Month 3, I didn't touch my salary, because for me that was a test. I told myself I will not touch this paycheck. I will only use the money that is coming through from the business.
Yeah.
The moment I clocked 3 months and my test was over, I knew I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And that's how I was
better by the
resolute.
third. We say that in production.
Yes, and that's how I was resolute that I'm not applying for this contract until a week before I left and the job was advertised. I said, okay, let me give it a try, because it was like 3-4 times what I was being paid in customer service. So obviously the money attracted me. I said, let me give it a try. But then I was already resolute that this is something I'm not going to do. I will not stay here. I think let me focus on the business. It can sustain me. And it was making me more money than the job was paying me.
Okay. So at that point now, there's the law school and there's the business.
Yes.
Okay, so the business now started paying for your law school as well.
It was paying for my law school. I remember when I just left, my job, I actually went into school full time.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I was working, I was doing it part-time, go to class in the evening. But immediately I left my job. I went into full-time. I was now a day schooler hanging out with 18-year-olds, and I'm already in my 20s. Yes, so yeah, I had a lot of young friends, and it was fun learning from young minds, fresh out of grade 12.
Yeah.
And then, and that's what I did. And I became a full-time student whilst working on my business over the weekend or whatever time during the week, according to my timetable. And I noticed something. The time I was working, I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment in a very middle-class neighborhood. Am I allowed to mention it? By all means.
Please,
I
by
don't
all
want
means.
people
It's
to
raw
bash
here.
me.
No.
Because I
It's
caught
your
the
story.
neighborhood. It's my story.
You tell it how it's supposed to be.
Of course.
Nobody
I
else
was
is
living
gonna
in
write it for you.
I was living in
I
Kawata.
grew up born and bred in Kawata,
Is
by the way.
it?
Yeah.
They're laughing. Look at them. You see what I
Born
told you?
from Bona Valley. These ones are.
I was living in Kawata.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was living in Kawata in a 1-bedroom house. And then when I left my job, I just focused on my business. Within 2 months, I moved to Woodlands in a 3-bedroom house.
Wow.
And I was so proud of myself.
It was like, wow.
I said, okay, this is growth. I remember even upgrading my car, and and
All from the business.
yes, from the business.
Wow. Okay.
That was 2018. Yeah, that was 2018. I remember 2017, I was driving a Vitz, and then when I stopped working and started focusing on my business, that's what happens when you give something your absolute best. I shared something some time back. I said, you have one shot at life. Give it your best. So if you're going to apply all of your energy into that thing, it will definitely succeed. And that's exactly what I did. That's why I keep saying that most of the things I share on my social media, it's a personal story. It's something I have been through. I have seen myself apply so hard on this particular thing, and it works out. And that's what I did. I love nice things. Yeah, I love nice things.
Okay.
I love a good life. I love nice food. I love everything nice. And that's what I did, I just wanted to make sure that I have the best for myself according to what I can afford in that time, and I must keep growing.
Okay.
So I remember I upgraded my car, I upgraded my house,
And you're patting yourself in the back. Well done.
Yes,
Okay.
I moved from a Vitz and I got a Makex. 2018, a Makex was like a Benz.
Yes.
So today I see people cruise around with Makex, and I'm
It's
so like,
I had it
I
years
am.
back.
No, not exactly.
Oh, I set the road. One of the trendsetters.
Not that per se, but there's that thing like, my own car. But then everybody is growing at their pace.
Yes,
and so
true.
it's something worth celebrating at whatever level.
Yeah.
So even if you go today and buy a Paso, in fact, that was my very first car. I first bought a Paso. Today, I really hate that car. But
I have. Okay, I had 3 passes on Yango.
okay.
Sort out one. Just remaining
Yeah.
with 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a good car,
It's a
isn't
good-
it?
No, say it how it's so you're supposed to say it.
It's
Yeah.
a good car, yeah. It was my very first car, and
Wow.
yeah. So, not that the car is a measurement of your growth, but I believe in celebrating every win. You know, like when you are able to, jump from one milestone to another, and you measure your growth. That is why you're supposed to be out
Yeah,
competition.
it's true.
So you look back and you're like, I went from 0.9 liters to 2.5 liters. How did I jump like that? In fact, when I first got it, I was thinking, will I be able to afford fuel? I was so afraid, but then I noticed I managed it with ease.
And that's what I was gonna ask next. Like, why were you not comfortable at that point? Because sometimes people get too comfortable when they see things happening their way. For example, a Vitz, probably you're doing good. You spend less on fuel, and probably in a one bedroom apartment you spend less on rent.
Yeah.
And you just become comfortable and just begin to say, no, this is my life. But why didn't you settle for that?
So the reason why, number one, I didn't just move for luxury. Let me be very, very candid about that. The reason why I moved was because I wanted a higher clientele, an up-class clientele.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're setting the bar high.
When I was living in Kabwata, I'd have people come to my house to get their makeup done.
Yeah.
When I moved to Woodlands, I said, I want a spa. Okay. So I didn't have all the money to start a spa, but what I could do was get a new house. I modeled my living room to be very business-like.
Okay.
I put my mirrors, all those tables and whatnot, put some small poster outside to make it look like a home work office. So it was both my house and my office. That's the main reason I moved.
Okay.
Yes, one of the things that I like to tell people, in my space of being a financial literacy educator, is that you don't upgrade your lifestyle just because your income has increased. So that's something I need to put out there. I didn't upgrade just because my income had increased. The reason I upgraded was because I had a vision. And the vision was to get more clients, to have a beautiful space, and also attract high-end clientele.
Yeah.
That's why I moved to Woodlands.
And that
Because,
strategy worked well.
Yes, the road to my house in Kabwata had so many potholes. No one with a Mercedes wants to come there.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then when I moved to Woodlands, the tar road is right outside my gate. Okay, so whatever car you have, it's going to come.
Yeah,
You're going to
it's
park,
true.
and the yard is big. There's enough parking space.
Yeah.
That was the goal.
Awesome.
With me upgrading my car, work hard, play hard sometimes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
look, making all those decisions at that point and at that time requires to be at a certain level in terms of knowledge and just mentorship as well. And I think it's at that point that a lot of people lose it and give up on business and everything. I know you said you had a mentor, but how are you putting your mind together and thoughts together just to make plans that were workable for you, to make plans that were successful?
Yeah.
And also, where did you drive the belief in yourself? Like, you believed in yourself.
Yeah,
Where was that coming from?
That is very true.
Yeah.
And if I have to be completely honest, I'm going to say that it's very important to have a mindset that takes so much negative into positivity. Like, just switch it up.
Yeah.
And make sure that you work hard so that you're able to get the benefits and the results that come with the pain. Sometimes from pain comes, a lot of good things, I believe. One of the reasons why I think I worked hard, or one of the reasons why I do work hard, from the time I was a child, I have always known that I wasn't ordinary.
Okay.
Yes. Where it came from, I can't quite put a finger on it. But I've always felt I'm special, I'm unique, I can do this. Like, I always had that mindset. And I would get a lot of negative comments, growing up, because for starters, I don't like manual labor.
Okay.
No, I don't. I don't like hard work. And when I say I'm hardworking, I don't mean I am
Physically
hardworking.
hardworking.
No. I'm not that girl. I am soft. I'm really soft. I don't like. No, I don't even want to walk in the sun. I don't like that.
Okay.
I don't like that. My siblings, my older siblings, like to call me a bourgeoisie because they think I am.
Okay.
They think I skit a lot.
Ah,
So yeah, I've had that title since I was very little, but that's okay. But then I had certain people also who would say things like, she's very lazy. Okay, she's very lazy because I've never really been, that physically hardworking person who's going to wake up at 05 in the morning. I grew up in Kitwe. And in Kitwe, a lot of people, Bemba is a language. Lusaka is Nyanja.
Yeah.
In Kitwe, one of the first things I remember is when you wake up, Piango Luanza,
Yeah.
So I used to feel like I used to feel like
there's a lot of work.
So even my mom would tell me, why are you so lazy? Okay.
Yeah.
I used to feel like it's a lot of work. There's something I saw Vusi say in a certain video. I usually watch a lot of Vusi videos because he's quite inspirational to me. Yeah. He said, one of the best people to work with are lazy people. Because when you give a lazy person a task, the first thing they'll look for is there something that I can use to make this done? To make this get done?
Yes.
To simplify the process.
Yeah.
Like I shouldn't have to start picking up picks and shovels and digging up.
I agree
How
with
about
that.
a caterpillar? I feel like a lazy person might have come up with that idea. That is the joy of being lazy.
And I think maybe most of these equipment that we use to make our work easy came out of laziness.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm just tempted
like
to think
why?
like that.
Maybe they did. I mean, yes, but I'm not exactly that person. I'm not very physical. Of course, I do. And when I say that, doesn't mean that I don't work out. I actually do. I take walks here and there, just to keep fit. I prioritize fitness. But manual labor, I'm not that type. I don't like it. Hard work for me is your mind.
Yeah.
So
it's
when
hard work, smart work
is
the new hard work.
Smart work is the new hard work. Prioritizing value over money.
Yeah.
I mean, value over hard work.
Yeah.
Because if it was really about hard work, why aren't the grave diggers wealthy?
So you see, sorry to cut you short, but I'm at a point in my life where I'm doing a lot of things, right? I'm doing a lot of things right now, but the question is that what service or value I because you said that's why it has just clicked in. It's like, what service or value can I give to make more money than I'm making now?
Yeah.
Then I keep asking myself, what product or value can I order and resell that can give me money? So like I said, this is very insightful for me.
Yeah. So it's really about value, not hard work. So I think from childhood, that's been my mindset. I've always thought that you can get things done without getting too handsy. That's how I've always thought. And then also the whole negative talk that I faced growing up because of how I do not like to engage in physical labor, doing all of those hard things. I got a lot of, you're so lazy. A lot of people would tell me that. Even my schoolmates, the way I walk, they'll tell me, Nishi wendelo wunangani. I'd get that a lot. Wenda wunangani. And I'm like, you're a lady. There's no need to be running for a bus. Sometimes, when I'm going to school and a bus just leaves me and my friends have boarded, tia. And I'm like, I'll get the next one. It's okay. Because I don't want to do that. Okay, just be a lady. Be in your crown. Okay?
I can see that.
I'm so chill. I'm so relaxed. My sisters get irritated sometimes. We're rushing somewhere. They're running around the house trying to get ready, and I'm just like, "Can you hurry up?" I said, "No. It's not about I'm getting the work done. Am I seated? No, I'm not." I'm still
Work
pumping.
is moving.
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly. So it was the negative talk that got me to, they think I'm lazy. I'm not lazy, and I'm going to prove I am not lazy. So that as well really, really pushed me to work hard, because I always felt that every person has their strengths. So if you're going to judge me because I'm not waking up at 04:30 to sweep the ground and think I am lazy, what if my mind is the one that's the money maker, not my hands?
Not your hands. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So I always felt that I need to prove I am not lazy. I need to tell myself I can make it, and yes, I will succeed. And I did exactly that.
I've noticed what's going on now, especially with the economy hitting us the way it is right now. A lot of people are talking about have a skill.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard this a lot. Have a skill,
Yeah.
do something with your hands, do this, that. And I think it's something that has brought you to where you are today.
Yes.
You've used your
Absolutely.
hands
I use my hands.
to make faces better. Yeah. What would be your word to the youth out there now?
Find that thing that you're really, really good at and monetize it.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. And when I say find that thing that you're really good at, I don't mean look at people and what they're doing and then begin to do the same. I mean, everybody's gifted differently.
Yeah.
Who knew that one day me doing makeup is going to help me have a whole business, have employees, I didn't know that would happen. I had the dream, but then sometimes it looked as if it was so far away. But then I kept, working, and then eventually we introduced more services. It wasn't just makeup anymore. Nowadays, we're not even doing makeup. I rarely even do makeup, rarely.
Okay.
Yes. So I have grown the business to a point where we have various services that are being offered. So if you capitalize on that skill and monetize it, you'll find that in the same growth, the same path that you're on, you're able to diversify within that space, and you're able to increase. Exactly.
Wow.
And you get to increase your income.
Wow, that's major. Where's the business now? Where are you at now?
We are inside NAPSA complex. We actually moved from my house.
Wow.
Yes. We're able to move, and it's been, we moved about 13 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, about a year and some months ago. We moved. We're inside NAPSA complex. You know NAPSA
Where
complex,
is that?
do you?
Leopards Hill.
Leopards Hill, the graveyard, opposite that
Yes.
complex. Yes, that's where we are now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes, we have a beautiful space. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. It's so relaxing.
How many people have you employed so far?
We have at least 8.
8. Well, and these are on a monthly salary.
Why are we talking about people's money?
No. Look, it's
yes,
inspirational.
They are on monthly
a
salary.
dream that started with a 20 kwacha.
Yes.
A dream that started with a 20 kwacha. That started with a simple post on Facebook, on the Blue Network, the Mark Zuckerberg network, and now has employed 8 people, and these people have got families. You understand?
Absolutely.
And that's where I'm getting that to say, wow.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. I mean, God is amazing.
Yeah.
God is amazing.
Well done. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done. So, what next for the spa?
Oh, that's a big secret.
Okay.
That's a very big secret. I have learned to not reveal my plans publicly. Yeah, I believe that very common phrase. Your next step is your biggest secret. Allow yourself to get there, and when you get there, then you can throw a party. Yes. Okay. So I will invite you to the party.
Please.
When we get there.
Look at him, he's saying me too.
Of course, you too.
Then there's the lawyer side of you.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I graduated with my bachelor's degree in law. That's about 2 years ago. And we are doing Ziale this year.
Okay.
Yes. So I will get into Ziale this year, and I will officially be an attorney after I clear that exam that everybody is so afraid of. Yeah, but I'm looking forward, I really am looking forward to that journey. Can't wait, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but from from music, makeup, working as a PA, okay, and then now doing law, but there is the financial literacy side of you where you get to coach people.
Yeah.
Tell me about that journey. How did you discover that you have the ability to impact such kind of knowledge in somebody and see a change?
I noticed that every milestone I made, every milestone I made was either published by people in my circle.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll talk about it loudly on social media. People would ask me, "Oh, you're not working anymore." I'm like, "No, I'm not working. What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm running Zionyt Spa now." "Oh, okay, that's amazing. Tell me about it." The same way you've asked me, except this would be off camera. And they tell me, "Oh, would you like to talk about it on my show?" And then I go and then I talk about it. I was featured in magazines, in the newspapers, particularly the Times of Zambia really loved me. Yeah, so they'd call me, ask me questions and write about me and stuff like that. And then I started getting lots of people ask me questions. How did you do this? How did you get to a place where you felt that running a business was better than you working? I said, I don't think that running a business is better than being in formal employment. Let me just put that out there.
Okay.
Because not everybody is born to be an entrepreneur, and that is okay.
Yeah.
It is wrong for people to think that entrepreneurship is the only way for survival, or for entrepreneurs or motivational speakers to tell you quit your job and start a business.
Remember my question? What did you put in place before quitting your job?
Exactly.
And people make that mistake. Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
So you need to calculate the cost even before you make such a decision.
Yeah.
So entrepreneurship, it's a very beautiful journey, and the beauty about it is that every lesson teaches you, every situation teaches you a lesson. So it's hard. Let me be honest with you, it's not easy. I've had times when I have cried because business is slow in that period. I've had times when I've been frustrated because something didn't go the way it was supposed to, and then I've had wins that I've celebrated and I've been so happy and thankful for. My heart is filled with so much gratitude, and the journey just shapes you. So in the process of all of that, there's a refining taking place.
Yeah.
Because it's usually, a lot of people think that success is the destination. It's you coming out of all those small hurdles and you come out victorious. That is where your success lies.
No.
It's not a place that I'm getting to.
So that's where the success is.
No.
Success is as you move.
As you move, reminds me of a joke, okay? A joke where somebody says, "Oh, there's light at the end of the tunnel." So somebody says, "No, but why is the light at the end? Why isn't it at the
I need the light once I'm walking through that tunnel."
Yes, why isn't the light at the beginning? Okay, so that's the same thing with entrepreneurship. It's not easy, okay? But the beauty is that throughout the process, you're getting refined. You're like gold. By the time you're coming out of that entire process, you come out a guru. So there's not that I am a guru. I am literally just living my journey and picking every lesson from every situation, and from there I'm able to share with people, including the way I have seen people mismanage money, the way I have mismanaged money at some point myself.
Do you charge to manage people's money?
I don't manage anyone's money.
Okay.
I wanted
to be your first client.
I don't manage anybody's money. I think that people who manage your money are supposed to be licensed for that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's supposed to be regulated. For me, I'm not licensed for it. I'm not regulated. I am simply knowledgeable
on how to manage it,
and I will tell you that this is what you're supposed to do to get financially literate. If you want to invest, these are investment options that we have in the country. If you want to put your money here, this is how you go about it. If you want knowledge on how to invest in a government bond, I will teach you. You want knowledge on how to save, how to budget, I will tell you how you're supposed to do that. The method, how you go about it afterwards, that's on you.
Boys, we need another meeting with her where she'll just teach us on how to manage.
Yeah. So I got a lot of questions. I had a lot of people coming to my inbox asking me, "Can you mentor me? Can you teach me how to do this?" And then I noticed there is a gap in the Zambian and there's a gap in Zambia as far as knowing how to manage a business or how to manage money is concerned, especially that it's not in our school curriculum.
No,
you know,
not.
Entrepreneurship is not there.
No.
People are learning about the head and thorax of an abdomen and an abdomen of a what's that?
Of
A grasshopper. We are learning Pythagoras theorem, geometry. Today, some of the courses that I did, okay, marketing, law, they have absolutely nothing
to do with
the
doing.
head, thorax, and abdomen, or a cockroach, or you know. I feel that our school curriculum needs to narrow it down to what works. Okay, I love the way the education system is in other countries. For example, Finland.
Yeah.
They look at what is the child good at. Okay, that is why they've got this whole career guidance thing, which is very serious. I don't think it's that serious in our country, you know, where they identify from a very tender age what can this child do, what are they passionate about. If they are passionate about computers and technology, you know, nowadays a lot of kids love phones.
Yeah.
That is true. But then there are certain kids who know how to find things on the phone.
Yeah.
And you're amazed, like at 3 years old, how did you find that?
My
And
son
you think you hid the app somewhere.
My son created a whole movie on his phone.
How old is he?
He did that when he's 12 now. He did
Yeah.
that when he was 10.
You see?
He shot his sister acting.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, this
so
is interesting.
the kids that are able to do all of those things. So imagine if he becomes the next Mel Gibson.
You get the
Or
point.
what if he's passionate about creating movies? Or if he becomes a Tyler Perry?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we identified those things at a very tender age, and then all of our subjects are in line with what we want to achieve. You see, what they do in these other countries is they place children in courses or classes that are in line with what they want to accomplish or what they want to do. And then when they reach like mid years or maybe like junior secondary, grade 9, they go through a process that allows them to identify, am I still aligned to this? Am I still in love with this thing that I've been doing? If I am not, fine, let's go elsewhere. If I am, let's stay here. Those are the kids who graduate and they are already experts. That's why you can go to places like China and you find 10-year-olds assembling phones, whilst our children here are playing with water guns and playing Ben 10. Yes, Chidunu. Well, Chidunu, do people still do that? I think that was our generation.
I don't think they do that anymore, do they?
Some
bonga.
do.
Do people still play bonga? You remember bonga?
No, I don't even know. What is that?
It's a game where you count with your... Very few. You don't know it?
No, I don't.
It's a game where you throw something, you jump, then you start counting, then you move to anyway.
Okay.
Story for another day.
Yeah. But in those countries, we have young children that are able to assemble a whole phone and it works perfectly. But then in my country, young children are still, you know, crying for chocolates, playing with Barbie dolls, watching Transformers, playing video games and all of that stuff. So when they graduate, at the time they're getting to grade 12 or even going to tertiary education, at the time of their graduation, they are so many years experienced in that field. And they become experts already. Okay, next thing they are at NASA. All right, it doesn't start from nowhere.
No, it doesn't.
It started way back, and that is something that we need to, you know, implement in our education system. Look at some of the things that can help Zambia develop. What are we doing about the skills and the passions of these young children? What are we doing to include the talents that can become big in future and help with the development of the country? What if the first I don't know. Can we manufacture a car? You know?
Maybe the first person to walk over the sun will come from Zambia.
Oh, of course not. Yeah.
Okay. You're a recipient of the 2020 MO Business and Entrepreneurship Award. Tell us about that.
Well, it came from there, you know.
Okay.
Zionyt Spa. I was nominated. I don't even know who nominated me. I just found my name there.
Oh, okay. And you walked away with the award.
Walked away with the award. Yeah, very, very humbling. Like you see, it's the same thing I said in the beginning. Sometimes you do things and you don't even know who's watching from the terraces. That's why it's important to do something with your whole heart. Like put in your very best, put in everything. It does pay off. So I didn't even know, like, okay, who is watching? Who out there thought I was worthy of a nomination, and then people vote, and then it so happens that the award comes home. It's something very humbling, but yeah.
Okay. Over the years, you have trained individuals, startups, team building, and you've developed organizations, the services. Yeah, you've worked and trained several groups, individuals and organizations at various levels.
Yes.
When your name pops up as Zion, who do you want people to remember you for?
The human development girl. No, not girl. Why do I keep calling myself a girl? I need to get out of that. You know?
But it never. Does it even end?
Does
that
end?
Girl thing come out? Even the boy thing, does
know.
it come out?
Does it?
We just change our toys from simple cars to
bigger cars. Yes.
And they like.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that what I would like to be known for, or rather what I would love my legacy to be about, is that I didn't leave the same way I came. You know, I came into this world as a baby, just a baby. But at the time I am leaving, I would love to leave an impacted world. At least if you came in contact with me, you should have learned something. I should have left you better. You know, in any way, in whatever capacity, at whatever level. Like that's something I would just want to leave you better than I found you. You mustn't be the same. As to whether you should get something from me, learn from me, that's really up to God and up to you if you feel that I can pick something from Zion, or Zion can impact me in this way. But my biggest goal is to make sure that every place I touch, there should be improvement. So basically, human development.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would love to do. Human development.
Okay. How would you... first, you are a spiritual person. You are a believer.
Love the Lord.
Yes, you love the Lord. How would you encourage people to align themselves with the Lord in everything that they do? Business, work, okay, family. How do you just align it with God, and why is that so important for you?
I think that it's very important because it comes down to, number one, your beliefs. Okay, we are a product of what we believe before anything else. So if you believe Jesus died, you believe he rose again, you believe he's the savior, and you believe that he can help you, you believe you can have a relationship with him, and you bring him into your life. I think that a relationship transcends the whole asking idea, and that's I think that's the gap between God and man, because so many people believe that each time we talk to God, we have to ask him for things.
For something, yeah.
And that's not how a relationship should be.
No.
It's two-sided. Okay? Sometimes I'm not asking, sometimes I'm doing things for you. And doing things for God includes extending a helping hand. It includes, and that helping hand, you're not helping God directly, but you helping his people somehow, I believe, is directly helping God, because God isn't going to come down here and say, oh, hey, J-Wise, here's a bottle of water. He might use him to give it to you.
What does the song say?
Oh.
Yeah, something like that. Like he uses people anyway.
He uses people. Yeah. So make yourself available. That's what I'm trying to say. Avail yourself to do things that, strengthen your relationship with him. I love to think of God as someone I can talk to at any given moment. Previously, like a very, very long time ago when I was growing up, I always thought if I'm supposed to talk to God, I need to kneel down, I need to compose myself, I need to lock the door, and then I need to pray. Yeah,
sometimes
as if you're talking.
The lights switch
yes,
them off.
As if you're talking to, I don't know, a headmaster or a CEO or your boss or something. In as much as he is the boss, Okay, he's the boss, he's everything. I feel like God wants us to have more than just that boss-employee relationship. He is your father. The Bible says Jesus is your friend. The Holy Spirit is your friend, is your comforter, he's your teacher. You need to get to a place where you recognize that he is those things to you. And when you recognize that he is all of that to you, it helps you even build a relationship with him. I think that when you have a relationship with God, it's very easy to let him in on anything you're doing. It's like those people who come to you after 10, 12 years, you were grade 1 classmates, and then all of a sudden, they're getting married, and they inbox you on Facebook to be a part of their committee. I look at that, I'm like, what sort of nonsense is this? No, I don't participate. Let me just put it out there.
Okay.
No, I do not.
That's
I do not. And I don't even feel bad for saying no, because I think that if I'm going to take my money and put it, into your wedding, we must have a relationship. And that is why sometimes people pray and they don't get answers, because they have no relationship with the person
God
they are talking to. So why should he do things for you? Who are you? I mean, we know he's your father, and he knows that you're his child. But even in a house, you have, how many kids do you have? You have 2. If you have kids in a house, let's try to bring this home. Okay, if you have kids in a house and there's that one child that's constantly around you, you come home from work, they bring you a glass of water, they ask your dad, how was your day? Throughout the day, they check on you, and you have it. Yeah, she does that. Okay, so you talk throughout the day. When you get home, there's a rapport that's built throughout the day, such that even when you get home and she says, can you get me ice cream, Daddy? Are you going to say no?
What time are you coming home?
She asks you that?
I'm a single dad, by the way.
Okay.
So she really asks me those questions, and she's 8.
Yeah. So there's that thing. A relationship must be built over time by how we interact. So if our relationship with God is based on us getting things from him, I think that sometimes that is why people don't get answers to their prayers. Cultivate that relationship, develop it. You want to know God, read his word. It describes who he is perfectly.
Okay. At what age did you give your life to God?
I was 17 years old.
17 years old.
When I was fully conscious that this is what it means to be born again. I think the entire time I grew up in a Christian home. My mom prayed. She took us to church. I even sang in church as young as 4 or 5 years old.
And you still do, despite laying low on the music, you're still singing in church,
No,
right?
I'm not.
You're not singing in church?
No, I'm not.
You put that on hold as well?
I will pick it up a little later. Right now, my life is so involved with so many things. It's busy, but it's something that I intend to do. Okay.
What was your turning point at the age of 17 that made you realize to say, I really need to give my life to God. I need to be born again?
Funny thing is, I do not even have that story that many people have to say, oh, this happened, I got sick, and then one. No, nothing dramatic. I was just at a camp meeting, like every other camp meeting I had been to.
Yeah.
And, God always has a way of getting to you. Like everybody has an appointed time when he just speaks to you and he says to himself, this is the day, and that is your day. For me, that's what happened. Of course, I wasn't feeling well that day. I remember I had a flu and whatnot. Nothing dramatic. But, we were in this session, prayer meeting. It's a youth camp, somewhere in Kafue Gorge, that side. Okay. Yeah, and then praise and worship is happening, and then everybody's singing and I'm singing as well, and then all of a sudden the words in the song have so much meaning, but it's a song you've sung several times. But all of a sudden it's new, it's different, and it's speaking to you personally, and then something within you is just like, I need this to be, like we need let's grow this. I need a lot of Jesus in me. Amen. I think that's what happened. And right there, one of the pastors, I just walked up to him, and then he led me to the Lord. Amen.
That's great. Congratulations. That's a big decision that you made when you're only 17.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've seen the benefit of praising him, being having a relationship with God. You've seen the benefits.
Yeah.
As a woman, what are some of the challenges that you've had to face as a woman doing business, training people in finances, and just being out there?
Well, one of the first things is certain people think you can manage because you're female. You know, like, oh, it's a boy's job. Running a business, it's a boy's job. Finances, it's a boy's job. You know, because the olden days are all about a woman being in the kitchen, being a housewife. She shouldn't be talking about the money. I mean, the man makes the money. She buys the tomatoes and cooks the dinner. But well, that's been a challenge-ish, but I wouldn't say it's been something that has been a setback. Absolutely not.
Okay.
I can't say that I've had challenges. No. I think that we live in a very progressive world, and the world is very accepting that anybody can be anything once they put their mind to it. And surprisingly, majority of people with bad financial management are men. So the majority of people
Very
that
true.
actually want, how can I budget?
Yeah.
What are the available investment options in the country? What can I do with money? You know, where they're asking questions about, you know, how this whole thing works. It's actually men.
Okay.
So they'll reach out to you even if you're a woman. So I can't say I've faced that biasness. No, I have not.
Okay, no.
But of course, at first instance, there are certain people you meet and they're like, you're a girl and you do this. And I'm like, yeah, I actually love it. And I found so much peace in it.
That could be one of the benefits of giving your life to the Lord at that age. You never know. To a young lady out there that's still trying to discover who they are, what they want to do in life, what would be your simplest way of giving them advice? Simplest way.
The simplest way is, number one, be honest with yourself.
Okay.
I think it takes a lot of honesty to really chase your goals and chase your dreams. The truth is, there are so many people out there who are not chasing their personal dreams. They are living dreams of other people, and they are chasing certain things because other people have them. And so because other people are succeeding in those things, now you even tell yourself, this is what I am meant to do. Be honest with yourself. Have that personal conversation. You know, having a conversation with you where you sit down and you're like, what gives me joy? What gives me happiness? What's that one thing? What's that one skill that I can do? What's that one skill I can perfect? What's that one thing I love and I can monetize? What is that thing? Be honest with yourself. And like I said, not everybody is an entrepreneur because not everybody is meant for it. In the same way, not everyone is meant to work. Some people are not interested in looking for jobs. Some people manage businesses effortlessly. Others haven't been to school, but they've built multi-billion businesses. So be honest with yourself. Follow your own path. I know sometimes it's lonely, but trust me, there is so much grace, so much growth in thriving in your own uniqueness, in your specialty, in your own corridor. Sit and think. I never in a million years thought I would start a business from doing makeup. I would have a spa, would offer services like pedicures, skincare, doing this and doing that. I didn't think so. I just started one day, okay, I love doing this. And then finally you decide, oh, wow. And you realize this is actually working. And then you're honest with yourself. Do I really want to work? Because it makes you look prestigious. There are certain clients I remember who I would work on and they would ask me funny questions like, so apart from makeup, what else do you do? And
like it's not the thing that's...
like it's not a real job. And then in most cases, you'll find that, well, I think I make more money than you. You know, in my head, I'm saying that I actually think I make more money than you. But you're asking me a very silly question. Okay. Apart from makeup, what else do you do?
You expect me to say I am the financial I am
exactly.
this, I'm
and
this
then
big,
say,
but why can't we treat makeup to be what
and
it is and
say,
a big
no,
business?
Actually, I just do makeup. This is the only thing. Oh, okay. Did you go to school for it? No, I studied something else. What did you study? I said, oh, I studied law. Then from nowhere, the respect comes. So you studied law. And that's not even...
That is so true.
I'm not even making money from that.
That is so true. Trust me.
So find your niche. Trust me, you will flourish. when you find that thing that you're good at and it makes you money, and do it with all the pride you have. Give it your best shot. You have one life.
Bow, bow.
Yeah.
Check that. Is there anything that you feel you want to address that we haven't talked about?
Yes.
Please bring it
I
out.
said this last week on
Uh-huh.
a TV show I was on at ZNBC, and I want to say it again.
Please.
Betting is not a source of income. Yes, please. No, it is not.
Yeah.
It's not. Betting is not a source of
To
income.
draw or to win with two. Okay.
Young
please.
people, please, maximize on your skills.
Yeah.
Improve yourself, read books, go to school, learn new skills, go online, look at those courses,
Yeah.
learn them,
Yeah.
get online jobs, freelance, go out there, make money. Betting is not a source of income, it's a trap. It is going to get you into so much debt, it will get you addicted, and you will lose almost everything that you have. So no, we need to wisen up. It's gone out, it's gone on rampage.
Ish.
This whole betting thing in this country, everybody is talking about a promo code. I look at betting and I feel like it's a pyramid scheme. Facts. I look at it
Check
as
that, yeah.
it's a pyramid scheme, because I can guarantee you that the people that will talk about a promo code are getting paid because you're using their promo code.
Yeah.
So they may not even be betting themselves, but they're getting paid because you're putting your money out there. So we need to wisen up. Let us stop losing our finances on platforms like that. I hope I don't get sued by no betting
No,
company.
you haven't mentioned
but-
any names, so
Exactly.
why would they come at you?
Yeah, but I would really love to see a Zambia where we wake up in the morning and the first thing we're thinking about is, how do I create value to earn an income? And when the money comes in, what am I doing with the money? I'm not just saving it, I'm looking for ways to invest it and grow it. That is there is a problem with earning money and just stashing it in our bank accounts, because
It never grows.
it doesn't grow, it's losing value every day.
Yeah.
But if we're going to put the money to work and get to a place where we earn in our sleep, that is the ultimate flex. Yeah, please,
Zion.
let us stop betting.
Zion, thank you so much. It's been very insightful. You've really opened up my mind to a lot of things, trust me. And I'm glad you came through.
Thank you so much for having me.
Like, I'm really glad. I hope somebody out there learns from you.
Yeah, I hope so too,
Okay.
My absolute pleasure. I'm really glad I came.
Your services, socials?
My socials, Natasha Phiri, that's for my Facebook, my LinkedIn, my Instagram, and then Zionyt Spa on Instagram and Facebook. Visit Zionyt Spa.
Okay. Once again, give us a location of the Zionyt Spa.
We are located inside NAPSA Complex, just opposite Leopards Hill Cemetery.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're coming from Lewanika Mo, it's right after St. John's Hospital.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Soon enough, we'll be saying, if you want somebody to represent you as a lawyer, contact me on this, right?
Yeah.
Zion, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a beautiful evening.
Very insightful. A lot of learning right there. From music to makeup to business to law and of course to Christianity. It's been an amazing chat. I hope you guys got inspired. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. For me, I think I learned 10 or 20 things, not a thing or two, because that's too little for this kind of chat that we just had. And of course, Chit Chat with GYs. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share whatever we bring you. And it's because of your participation that we keep bringing you content like this. And today, we have been at Mezban Paradise Restaurant. Come here for those nice and hot meals. And for those that would like to advertise with us, you know what to do. We offer squeeze back ads, crawling ads. We also offer spot on ads right here on Chit Chat with GYs. Make sure that you follow Zion Natasha Phiri on Facebook and anywhere else. Otherwise, we've been talking about her award, we've been talking about her mentorship in business, people that she's mentored, people that she's talked to, in financial literacy. And I think it's something that a lot of us are really, 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 really lacking. And of course, trust me, betting is not a business. Yeah, so that came out as well. So let's just, do what we need to do to thrive in life. My name is G Wise, and of course, same space, same place.